Hi, Vencore weather meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Friday, November 21st. Another cold day here in the Mid-Atlantic region. It'll be kind of like the coldest day of the week on Tuesday in that temperatures will not climb very far from the early morning lows, and winds will pick up. There will be a noticeable wind chill. Not quite as extreme as last Tuesday, but nonetheless, high temperatures up and down the I-95 corridor will be confined today to the low to mid-30s, well below normal for this time of the year, and the wind chill will be down in the 20s for much of the day. Let's take a look at the current surface map. A reinforcing cold front came through the region late yesterday, early last night. Another batch of Arctic air is flowing into the I-95 corridor on northwest winds. Those winds will pick up over the next couple of hours, and it will indeed be quite breezy this afternoon into the first part of tonight. But by later tonight, this high-pressure system will move pretty much on top of the I-95 corridor. Winds will die down. It'll be a very cold night. Low temperatures perhaps in the upper teens in some suburban locations by tomorrow morning. Saturday looks like a tranquil day, but still on the cold side. Then a significant warm-up begins on Sunday. This high pulls off the coast. We'll get into a southwesterly flow of air on the backside of that high-pressure system. By Sunday, temperatures should increase to the 50s, and then the 60s are likely on Sunday, perhaps even a flirtation with the 70-degree mark in some parts of the I-95 corridor. That warm-up, however, will be temporary. We get back down to the 50s on Tuesday. Then even colder air moves back in by the middle of next week. Well, here's the latest infrared satellite imagery loop from the SSEC Wisconsin website. Lots of clear skies here in the I-95 corridor from D.C. to Philly to New York City. Plenty of sunshine today. However, very cold for this time of the year. Again, high temperatures will struggle to get up to the mid-30s up and down the I-95 corridor, and there will be a stiff northwest wind to boot. Wind chills down in the 20s. There still are some snow showers, snow bands coming off the lakes. We'll focus in on that in a moment. Nothing as extreme as the last couple of days, and lots of clear skies out over the upper part of the Midwest. Well, here's kind of a close-up of the northeastern part of the country with the surface analysis, and radar is imposed on this as well, superimposed here. We could see some snow bands here, not too far from the Buffalo region again, and also up across central New York. You can see the wind flow here is weak out of the west in some areas, out of the northwest and other areas. Just not quite the persistent wind flow that produced a heavier snow earlier in the week. But again, still some lake effect snow, but certainly nothing as extreme as the past few days. Well, let's take a look ahead at some computer forecast maps from last night's Zero-Z GFS model run. First, we'll focus in on the Sunday-Monday warm-up. The warm-up begins on Sunday. It peaks on Monday, perhaps even a record-breaking type of day on Monday with high temperatures not far from 70 degrees in parts of the Mid-Atlantic region, the I-95 corridor. It starts to turn colder on Tuesday, back down into the 50s for highs, and then the 40s likely on Wednesday. It certainly gets colder again by the middle part of next week, and there is a little bit of an interesting situation developing for Wednesday. We'll focus in on the at the end of this video. This is the forecast map for Sunday morning. By this time, that high pressure that is to the west of us right now, but moves on top of us tonight and tomorrow, pulls off the East Coast by Sunday. That allows for a southwesterly flow of air to pump milder air in. Will rise up to the low to mid 50s on Sunday. It looks like it'll be mainly a dry day, at least in the morning hours in the I-95 corridor. But by the late afternoon, especially Sunday night, all of this moisture to the southwest will ride right up into our area. The best chance for rain during this warm-up will come late Sunday and Sunday night into early Monday. Let's now jump ahead to the Sunday evening forecast map. And here is Sunday evening. By this time, the flow is now out of the south here. Definitely a warmer day on Sunday. All of this moisture coming up towards us by the latter part of Sunday. Again, much of the day on Sunday could turn out to be rain-free, with the rain holding off till later in the afternoon, first arriving in D.C., last arriving in New York City, coming from the southwest to the northeast. By Sunday night, all areas up and down the I-95 corridor should be experiencing some rainfall. Let's now jump ahead to Monday morning. And here's the forecast map for Monday morning. By this time, the steadiest and heaviest rain will be winding down across New York City, already passing through the D.C. and Philly metro regions. As a result, Monday will turn out to be kind of a variable cloudiness type of day with an occasional shower, especially in the early part of the day, but much of the day will end up being rain-free, very mild, well up into the 60s. Again, there is a chance of a flirtation with the 70-degree mark in parts of the I-95 corridor, for example, down in D.C., and records are possible on Monday. That will be the peak of this warm-up. A cold front right here, seen here Monday morning across the Ohio Valley, moves into the area by Tuesday. We get colder on Tuesday, highs back down into the 50s, and then even colder for Wednesday. And again, somewhat of an interesting situation possible for Wednesday. Let's jump ahead to the Wednesday morning forecast map. Well, here it is. This is the GFS run for next Wednesday morning, and it has changed quite a bit in the overnight run compared to yesterday's 12Z run. Now it matches what the European model did early yesterday, and that produced somewhat of an interesting situation for Wednesday. We'll obviously focus in on that over the next few days, but by Wednesday, there'll be kind of a large area of moisture right along the East Coast. Colder air is moving in. This blue line right here represents roughly the freezing line in the lower part of the atmosphere. This is the Wednesday morning forecast. Last night's GFS backed this precipitation pattern farther to the west, mimicking yesterday morning's European model run. So we'll continue to focus in on that over the next few days. But again, somewhat of an interesting possibility for Wednesday in that colder air is moving into the I-95 corridor, and there can be an area of moisture right along the coast. This would probably be about the Wednesday time frame for the threat for some rain or even snow, and we'll monitor that. Definitely looks cold for Thanksgiving Day as cold air is reinforced behind this on Thursday of next week. Well, that's it for now. For VencoreWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.